the big things, and this is maybe not everybody knows this. This is super important for the value proposition argument around SPS and actually Splinterlands broadly. The validator system is going to implement, I think it's called the Foundation, and it's going to be, first of all, I think it was like $5 million is in there now that Yaba and Aggie have access to. It's there. They've always said they were going to dedicate it to, communal ownership and part of the governance. The governance model will decide how that gets spent through voting. And that's what the validators will oversee. It's like, do we want to remove the algorithmic inflation on DEC? Yes or no? And you vote based on your stake of SPS, and decisions like that will be governed by the power of your vote will sway these things. And then there'll be that $3 million that will decide how to spend. And by the way, it's $3 million based on like today's market values, but like in the future, I would argue that will appreciate. And also Rift Watchers is 3 million packs, $5 each, $15 million worth of SPS going into that pool. And then we're overseeing that. So we're up to like $20 million in that pool. Yep. that validators are going to they don't get to spend it exactly. It's more like people who have SPS propose X, and then the community agrees or disagrees. And if we agree, then the validators oversee that vote was done properly, and then execute the code, I guess, if that's necessary. Like, it's kind of like a smart contract, but it's overseen by people who we call validators, and it's observably fair because you can see which SPS voted on which. And so to me, it's an absolute game changer. Literally, it's going to change the economy. It's going to change the way this thing's run. And if you didn't believe in Splinterlands, because some people are critical of Aggie and Yaba, I think they're crazy. But this is your time to take those reins if you have the will to go out and buy SPS right now.
Well, I will say that if people are critical of Aggie and Matt, it's because they've only been here since August. Having been here since October of 2018 playing this game, literally watching them overcome so many like random obstacles of growing a small game with minimal amount of players and basically no blueprint of how to do this, like just this crazy, amazing vision that they had and were able to just like navigate through. But every roadblock they came across, every decision they made, even if it was like my personal reaction to it was like, that's not financially good for me. It was always like, I always was like, that's the best decision for the company or for this game. And the reason that I own a region is solely from the 2 years of decision making that I watched them have leading up to that. And at the time, the $9,000, $8,500, whatever I put into the region, that was a lot of money for me. Like I scraped together like all my extra stuff, crypto, and just pounded into this region, then watched crypto double right after I bought that. And I was like, oh, this might not have been a good move. And then but now it's like, wow, that's the best decision I've ever made in my life. Yeah. And I owe that to the track record of Aggroed and Matt and really having the utmost trust in their decision-making process. And so there's been multiple times on this stream where someone like kind of attacks Matt or Aggroed, and like, I just start to like lose it and like defend them to like, like they're my blood brother.
It's never a good idea.
Yeah, that's a good way to get me riled up.
You're gonna get the trolls in there now. They're gonna be dropping bombs.
Oh no, I just make them disappear.
Yeah. And Gank can now. What was that? The Venery assassin. All right, so you know how many
two comments that piss me off. Yeah, they're no longer allowed to comment.
Tender Shepherd. That's the Aggie Tender Shepherd, man. And like, I met with him and I did a 30-minute interview with him, and just the generosity, as far as I'm concerned, like I said earlier, and I really mean it. Like, I'm not just trying to sound humble. Like, I'm just a dude who likes a video game, and it so happens people are into watching that. But for Aggie to be like a multi-million, like I don't even know what he's worth. He's worth a ton of money. And he
Yeah,
comes on my little show and he's like, he just, he's got making time for me. And to me, that shows not just that he's a businessman that's trying to make a good game. And it so happens I like that game. Yes, he is that. But he's also a person who loves this community and actually wants people to feel kind of a part of something.
absolutely.
And I don't think that that's normal. Like I don't like, I see like Blizzard and other big companies, they do that like once a year. It's this big show. And I can't imagine some of those guys coming on, for 5,000 viewers. And so to me, it's a gigantic indication. It is, I say often on my channel, they've helped me build faith in what they're building. Like I have confidence in who they are and what they've done and where they're aiming.
Absolutely.
And if you don't out there, then you shouldn't be taking the steps I'm doing. But if you get it, like I get it, then you're going to be wanting more SPS and more Chaos Legion and getting the cards and playing the game every day. And not for next month, not for like the 3-week or 4-week turnaround, like aiming, 3-4 years out, because you're just getting started and you want to be reasonable and recognize that it takes time for a plant to grow.
Right. And when he's recently been talking about his just his broader, bigger vision, I mean, like how heartwarming and beautiful is just the way he's thinking about everything. I mean, if that doesn't warm you up inside, and so absolutely, really you're investing. If you are investing in this game, you're investing in Agrid and Matt and Hardpoint as much as you are the game. This is vision. This is the type of crypto. The crypto spaces can be super gnarly, and it just feels like such a safe place here at Splinterlands.
Yeah,
it just really does. It just feels like not just a great community, but just the way they protect the players and the investments that they make is just unbelievably not like anything that exists out there. Like you said, the Blizzards of the world and stuff, they only do stuff like this for show. It's only so that they can check off something on their list of what they think they're supposed to be doing, but it's not really who they are. And this Splinterlands is definitely a special place.
And next week you all can get shirts right here. It's called Praetoria is my safe space. So you can pick those up at SplinterlandsHQ.com.
I would wear one of those shirts.